Hi, I'm Jeremy Kaufman with LBRY, and I'm here to show you a new way for people to create and share content with one another online. We think this technology will absolutely change the face of the internet itself, but my creative writing teacher always told me to show, not tell. So I'm going to show you guys what we've actually built here. Now, at first, it's just the other tab. At first, this is going to look really boring, okay? So this is a very familiar interface. It's going to let me search and discover something to watch. So if we enter a search, I'm going to search for the movie It's a Disaster, which is a film with Julia Stiles and David Cross that is being released on our network. I search, I get a result, and then if I want to watch it, I'm going to watch it, all right? Now, that's an experience we've all had thousands of times on the internet. That experience in itself is not significant. What's significant about this, and let's go back to the presentation. It works. That's a real example of the technology in action. That's not a staged. That's the real program. That's a real streaming of a Hollywood picture. What's significant about this is that it's the first time that it's been done via an entirely decentralized and user-controlled technology. So they say you're always supposed to be able to describe what you're doing in one sentence. It's really hard in the case of LBRY. So I've got one version of it that is a bit jargony, and that's that it's a decentralized, distributed, censorship-resistant, community-controlled digital marketplace. That's the one for people who like jargon. The one for my grandmother is that it's YouTube, but entirely controlled and run by its users. So that experience that we just saw, that we've done a million times, search, watch something, or search, buy, watch, this is now possible to do via a network that is not controlled by anyone. So with LBRY, we've created a set of rules, we've created an open standard, a technology platform that anyone can implement, and it provides this experience. Next. So there are several key innovations that we've made with LBRY. One is to use the blockchain to solve the problem of maintaining a catalog of a decentralized system. So we've seen previous P2P or decentralized technologies. One failure that all of these have is there's no catalog. There's no ability for me to find what's available on the network. A really big innovation with LBRY is our naming system. When I say name, I mean something like a URL. This is going to be too complicated to get into here, but basically we've built this system inspired by a Nobel Prize winning economic theorem called the Coase theorem. We think this economic theorem will solve a lot of the infringement problems that other peer-to-peer technologies have faced. We've improved the privacy and user protection over previous peer-to-peer technologies. A really big thing that LBRY does is we monetize lay resources. This is exactly what Uber did for cars, what Airbnb did for housing stock. We're trying to monetize the lay resource of bandwidth and disk space. Everyone in this room has disk space on their computer that's not filled up. Everyone in this room has an internet connection at home that's probably not being used to its maximum capacity right now. We're allowing you to run a piece of software. That piece of software makes the network possible, and you get paid for running that piece of software. And the other big thing to understand about this is a protocol. It's not proprietary. It's open to the community. We don't own it. Anyone else can extend it, can implement it, can run it. We cannot change the rules on you. Okay? This is not a centralized service that we own. These rules are out there. They're a standard. They can't be changed. Next. So the bottom line here is that users, consumers, can access the content they want quickly, cheaply, and easily. As an artist or as a creator, you get 100% of the price that you pick, and you also remain in control. You can unpublish, you can remove that content from the network. A really big thing that we're doing is allowing people to monetize their bandwidth and disk space. And I've talked about this next one, 100% open source, protocol not proprietary. So you don't have to trust me. These are facts. We can't change these things. And so we think everybody wins in this system except middlemen. People who want to extract their rent in the middle, they're the losers. Us as consumers or as artists ourselves, we're the winners in this paradigm of complete peer-to-peer, but without but allowing monetization on top of it. So that's pretty much LBRY. If you find this interesting, you can You can follow us on there. Can you go to next? So if you find this interesting, you can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, or on Reddit. Right now, we just went into a beta last week, so this just went live last week. We allowed 1,000 people in. There's another 30,000 people on our wait list right now. The codes that are on that table up there will allow you to bypass the wait list, so that's a good reason to grab one. If you're a developer or a technical user, I think you'll find this technology absolutely fascinating. Please check us out on GitHub or join us on Slack. Almost all of our team members that we've hired were community members first. And you can also send me an email if you have any questions that you're not brave enough to ask here. Hopefully that prompted a couple of questions. I know a good presentation should need no questions, but there's too much about this to not have any. So. And if you have a question, I'll also give you a t-shirt.
If it's private and decentralized, what's to stop me from streaming the latest Star Wars movie and monetizing for myself?
Are you meaning what stops you from publishing? The law?
No, if it's private,
well,
it protects the users and fully decentralized.
It's more that it protects the hosts than the publisher. So the content gets encrypted, broken up into chunks. Those chunks that are being observed on the network are fairly anonymous. So you as a host who's contributing your bandwidth and disk space, you don't really know what you're hosting. But you if you choose to publish an infringing piece of content, you are very much liable for breaking the laws of the United States. I want to give a t-shirt for asking a question.
Heads up! Heads up!
It's not gonna hurt anyone.
How do you make money? Or are you just making the world a better place?
Well, can we do both? So we are making the world a better place, but we're making money because, so the way that the catalog is maintained is via a blockchain. That blockchain is powered by a standard Bitcoin-like system of mining credits, and we retain a portion of those credits. So that's the primary way that we make money. We also have plans to make money via value-added services and other things that you can sell as we become the experts of this technology.
All right, thank you. You can go and ask him other questions at his table.